Hey folks, it's Bishopheals from the ECF Forums and host of Vape TV. How you guys doing today, baby? Whoopah! Oh, I gotta tell you, guess what I have? Guess what I have? Do you know what I have? No? Let me give you a hint. Let me hide the Addy. Woo! Yep, see that? You couldn't even see it, man, because it is so small and tiny. And I'm actually banging out with the Itagon here. Forget about it. Oofa! I tell you, this thing is awesome. It's so awesome. I'm telling you, it's totally awesome. Emeo, what the hell did you do, man? What the hell did you do over here, man? Holy smackers. I'm over here, yep, with the GG4S, baby. Yep, here it is, baby. This thing is just a bazooka, a glorious bazooka. All right, so let's take a look at this, because this is something that Imeo just came out. I've been waiting patiently for it to come to the States. It's finally here. It's finally here. And it is so tiny. But it's an 18650. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oopa. Okay, so here we are with the double GG4S. Oopa. Ooh, Imeo's new latest and greatest. Now, let's look at this mechanical mod, because it is a mechanical mod, okay? And Imeo has been around in the business for a very, very long time, creating great mechanical devices and atomizers and so forth. So let's look at his latest creation, and let's scrutinize it a little bit, because one thing I noticed was when I first got this is the weight, okay? This thing is like, it's the lightest mechanical mod I've actually held, next to something that's pure aluminum, okay? And this isn't aluminum, this is stainless steel, okay? This is stainless steel. You have the options to have this with the AFC air control ring or without, which would be completely sealed, okay? And you also have the choice if you want it brass or matte to finish the sleeves, okay? It'll totally match the sleeves, because the sleeves right now, they're in totally matte finish, okay? Now let's look at this mod, because the total size of this mod, I mean, ranges in lengthwise for 76 millimeters, and it could average up to 81.5 with an atomizer, but it is the smallest mechanical mod. And you know what I mean by small? Watch, I'm going to show you this. Watch, look how small this is. Now this is an 18650, okay? Here's the 18650 of a Just GG. Now look at the size comparison of this, okay? You see the difference? Big difference, right? Look at that, big difference, okay? So he reduced the total size of his predecessor to this. Okay, now let's take a look a little bit under the hood. Now, like I said, this comes with an AFC ring if you wanted one. If you don't, it would be completely sealed. But being that this one isn't and it has an AFC, you have one O-ring, which is around right over here, and here's your air control. Okay, and it's easy, slide on, slide off. Okay, and you can control it and adjust it as much as you like, okay, which would work great if you're using like a 510 dripper, okay, 306 dripping Addy, cartomizers, Cardo tanks, you know, which is a great addition if you're using it, okay. Now, well, moving along. Now let's look at locking the mechanism. Now, if you're about to lock this mech, what you do is you would actually be extending the sleeve, see, and it's locked, totally locked. Okay, push up the sleeve, and it's a very, very, very short throw, extremely short. I mean, it will not fire by laying at rest. It won't fire at all, okay, which is really good. It would only fire if you press on it, and it's just a very, very, very small throw, totally a very small throw. But let's open this bad boy up. Yep, this is the part I gotta tell you, which I really did not like much, because you're gonna see, I have to keep. Here I go. I am keep on. Look how much times I gotta unwind this thing, and this is, you're gonna have to do this to replace the battery. Okay, so that's the only thing I found that was a little bit too a little bit overdone, in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. So let's look at this a little bit closely, okay? There it is. There's your 510 cap, okay? Now, this is an adjustable cap that adjusts with the size of the battery, with the height of the battery, okay? And what I mean by that is that it's a push down. Yes, it's a push down. So, to clean this, you just push it down, okay? Just do that. Voila, there it is, okay? So, see what I did? Okay? Very simple, okay? So you can take this out and put it in your sonic cleaner, okay? The way it is right now, but this is how she looks, okay? So this is brass, okay? 510 connector. There's an O-ring on the side over here. This is, I don't know if you can see that clearly, but it is an O-ring. Yep, it is an O-ring. Yep. I don't know. Imeo just loves his O-rings, I tell you. You gotta have O-rings. Okay, so there we go. So now, as you can see, here is the actual cap. To insert it back in, you want to put the 510 side down, facing down, like that. Okay, and then what I like to do is I can just there we go. Just push it down just like that. See that? And then when I put the battery in, it'll automatically, you know, set. So let's put that on the side. Now let's look at the other compartment. Now here's the other sleeve, which would help, and this is for the locking, okay? So you don't have to release this whole thing out because it's really used for locking and aesthetics, okay? But as you can see, it's completely brass. The whole tube from the inside out, this is all threads, which comes all the way out, okay? And there's a part over here there's no threads, which I'll show you right now. See that? See over here, there's no threads. So like right now we'll be in locking mode. See, there's no threads over here, but there's threads over here. Very, very, very fine threads. Okay. So here's the other thing. Here's the other add-on. This is what also you changed. Check it out. He put an O-ring in there. Yep, that O-ring is to protect so that your battery doesn't make full contact when you're not using it unless this is going to be pushed up. If that O-ring is missing and you have a battery in there and you're tightening this, it's going to automatically fire. So it's very important you have that O-ring in there. Now, to clean and to calibrate your mechanical mod, you take a flat screwdriver, because that is a flat screw right in there, okay? So you dump it right in, okay? And you loosen it out. You loosen this the screw, and voila, she comes out, okay? So this is the inside, see that? The O-ring is there, okay? And this is to help ventilate as far as for the air for the battery, okay? Down the side. And in here, the switch, you can actually see you have a screw, you have a spring, and you have another screw right over here. You see that? Right there on the bottom, okay? So to clean this, all what you do is just remove the spring, okay? You could also remove the screw and put this in a sonic cleaner, dry it out, put the screw back in. Don't tighten the screw all the way because as you can see there's an O-ring. Yep, there is an O-ring on this screw. There's the O-ring. So what this O-ring is what pinches this. Okay, the O-ring pinches this in order to prevent it from coming out. Okay, that's all it does. That's the whole function. So putting this back into place, I simply do it with my own fingers and just a little bit, that's all, just to keep the screw from not coming out, okay? And then when you insert this in from down here, Gotta make sure it's not on the lock position, the sleeve. Okay, so that way you can feel it go all the way in. There we go, so it's all the way in. Now what we do is we tighten down that screw. And there she is. Okay, see, she doesn't come out. Okay, ooh, I totally forgot. The spring! Yes, the spring. So let me... I was wondering how come it was doing that. Like, I was like, what is that? It's supposed to be springy, you know? But anyway, look how quick. See? So loosen up the spring. Put this in. And what I need to do is make sure that it goes down just like that. Okay, so now tighten it down. There we go. See that? Perfect. See, I did that on purpose so I can show you. Let me just make sure I can tighten it up a little bit more. I'm just a little neurotic. Okay. So she tightened. Now, she ready. Now we can put in the battery. Okay. So, I'll put an SX22 in there. And we screw it. We screw it. Just like that. Now the cost of this is $99 US. Find it very, very cheap. I mean, it's cheaper than going out on a date, that's for sure. There we go. As you can see there's the 510 cap. It's already pushed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this out a little bit just to give it some breathing room here, because I'm going to mount the mother of Addy tanks right now. I mean the mother of Addy tanks. Forget about it. Which is here, the Ithaca. Forget about it. Yep. Oof-ah, I tell you. So first thing I'm going to do is just increase a little bit of the 510 on this. Screw this in. Okay. Screw this up. Let me unlock it. Okay. So now it's unlocked. So now she should be firing. So now with that, let's give it a test, baby. Forget about it. Oofa, this thing's hitting really sweet, I tell you, very sweet. And you know, even for the price, like I mentioned, I mean, I'm just totally stoked. I mean, he's giving you one hell of a quality build of a mechanical mod here, you know, and for a little bit under $100, it's just I mean, it's like over. He reduced it. The other one was like in two and change, like for the just GGs, and you know, for something like this is, Jesus, man, it's just so cheap as far as price wise, and I mean, and the performance is there. Totally, the performance is there. And as far as the amount of parts, I mean, you really don't have a lot of parts in here. You really don't. He totally went from the ground up The ground up. But what I really dig is the engraving. Yep, the CNC engraving right there. See that? I wish she had it as far as on the sides as well, but it is what it is, right? Oh man. Now that's on the Ithaca. Now let me see on the dripper how she produces, because you know Ithaca has his own AFC, but let's try the dripper. Oh yeah, you know, GG's dripper. Yep, only very few and proud have had the luxury of owning this one right here, baby. Oh man. Ooh. Oh man. Really, really nice. Oh yeah, she firing. She firing. Probably use some more juice. But and she works ideal. I mean, look at the size though. I mean, it's just so tiny. Just so tiny. I mean, right next to like a Just GG in comparison. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The Just GG itself, like this would be like the drip tip. Look at that. And with an Addy, look at that. Unbelievable, right? Totally unbelievable. Look at that. The size reduction, and it's an 18650, which means you could put, you know, an 18490 in there with a kick. Yep. If you wanted to use a kick, but you know, you really don't need a kick. No. Alright, so I'm going to keep this video short. I'll put the link in the descriptions. It's available by Fluid Vapor, that's for sure. They got it. They're the ones that actually sent it to me. Thank you so much, Rob. GG4S, baby. Forget about the force in GG. With that, I'll let you guys go. Live hard and vapor.